Yeah, man. Take two of this. Now I've actually got a couple of hours free to do something. I'll just take you, really quickly through some of the basics, and I guess with a focus on how we might work together. It might be a little bit difficult because obviously I've got the full edition of Ableton and you've got the light version, so you've only got 8 channels. But what we'll end up doing is, I'll compress everything to one track before I send it to you, or 1 or 2 tracks, so that you've got something to work with on your end. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is my basic default Ableton setup, where I've got a kick keeping the time, and essentially every chord possible as a guitar VST. So it's not me playing guitar, it's just the notes in MIDI running through a guitar synthesizer essentially. And just to make things incredibly easy for me and super quick, if I'm working out how to play something, I've also got, because so much of my stuff is just root notes or power chords, I've just got the guitar fret board here essentially as 2-note power chords and 3-note power chords based on the root note. So what I normally do is obviously, I record everything. I've listened to most of the stuff from the last weekend you were down. And, I've just, while I was cooking and whatnot, I've, tried to at least put the times down in the recording, although unfortunately you run out of room on a phone. And, these are the main things from that evening. After you went to bed, there's a couple of ones I did there. So what I'll do is I'll just pick something that's relatively easy and, take you through I've just come up with it, I'm going to put it into Ableton and we can work on it and share the files scenario. So it'd be probably something like this one. I don't think of you no more, or the beat of your heart. Okay, so I want to work on that one, but because we didn't come up with that together, I'll focus on one that we did come up with. So let's go to 832, and we'll just see how that sprang into being. Okay, so obviously I think it's mostly sparked off that initial, the beautiful, open steel string chords that I started vibing with. Obviously I wasn't anticipating you taking it into a bridge or anything so quickly, but I think that's like a fairly, we've got a couple of chords and a vocal melody, and there's some words you can discern in the making sounds that sound like words. So I'll just play a little bit more. Go back into it. So look, it's a bit pitchy on my end, but it's relatively simple, so it should be easy to get in. So what I'll do is, let's just work out what it is. First port of call is making sure everything's tuned, obviously, and then we'll just have a little listen. Okay. Okay, so you've got a motif happening, you know, up here. If I was going to do this properly, I would actually have to work out exactly how you were playing that and get good at it. But because I'm trying to squeeze this in under an hour, I am just going to play D and G and C like the bad guitarist that I am, and I'll, I guess, ask you to fill in the exact strumming that you were doing. And that's actually really problematic, because one of the hardest things to do about, you know, pulling something that we did in a recording, out of a recording, and putting it into Ableton, is that everything matters. Every micro strum pattern, every little rhythm, everything matters, because even subconsciously, you know, what I'm doing on the vocals is influenced by that. So when the strumming pattern isn't perfect, the vocals will sound off. And so even if I've got to get the most of it right, but even then I might be committing an error in not getting it exactly properly to start with, because I'll be singing over the top of my guitar, which is a simplified interpretation of your guitar, and I might miss the little, you know, jump off points that I'm doing vocally, or some of the feel or the vibe, because it can be very hard to get the vibe of a recording correctly into Ableton. It's one of the hardest things to do, actually. You know, you're doing something live and in the moment, like, you know, that was a spontaneous song generation. And, you know, it's happening in the moment. It's, you know, I guess, you know, exciting when you're kind of coming up with something on the fly. And there's you know, like an inner life to it. And when you try and transpose that into a more restrictive environment like Ableton, you can lose some of that. You sort of, you know, it loses a little bit of its humanity. So the way to try and keep as much of the humanity as possible is to keep everything as exactly as possible to the recording. Which, even for something as simple as this, I should be doing. If I was going to do this properly and not just show you what to do, Ableton-wise, I'd have to sit down for, you know, 20 minutes and actually play that riff and get the, you know, E string motif that you're doing down perfectly, so there wasn't any flaws and whatnot. But again, this is just a quick go at it, so I'll just try and mostly match the general strumming pattern. And so I'll just listen to it once more time. Once more. Okay, so we've roughly got, look, that's D and G and C. So what we'll do is, basically the first thing we do is we've got to get the BPM. So we're going to tap the BPM in up here. So I'm going to listen to the song, we'll listen to the recording, and I'm just going to tap in time to get the BPM. In the recording, the BPM will probably, change because, it's late at night and we're being silly and whatnot. But we'll get like a rough average of it just to start with. So. It's about 120. So what I will do is, we know it is a D. I've got the guitar, so I'm a little bit far away from the computer. D, let's paste it. Where are we? Song layer. Okay, so here we go. Paste. Let's see how long it is. G, copy, paste. Okay. Whoa. Let's get a C in there, copy, paste, G, and then D. And then do da 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 da. Bright as the tomorrow, da 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 da. There's a man the born. Okay. Okay, so these are fairly long verses. But let's have a look at this. Let's do this. Okay. So, Ableton is obviously arranged in bars. It's very easy once you've set your beats per minute to go, okay, this is so many bars. So it's easy for me to drag the D across, the G across, and have it all fairly in alignment. Sort of going to go for 3 verses here, and then the sort of final resolution to the verses. I don't think we came up with anything else. It was just one of our little 2-minute throwaway songs. Sorry, one of our 2-minute throwaway ditties. So this will be the only bit that I work on. What you can see in that is that this is basic copy and pasting. So no matter what it is, whether it's MIDI or a WAV file, you can copy something and then paste it somewhere else. The other thing you can do is, once again, I've got the guitar in front of me, which sucks. If you hold down Shift and click across here, you can then go down to duplicate, and it will just double everything. So you can duplicate whole sections. We won't worry about that just yet, but that's very basic copying and pasting across the timeline here. So what I've done is I've got my beat, my BPM. On my song layout layer, I've got very basic like MIDI bones of the verse structure, and that's what I use just to keep everything in time when I go on to then input and record. If we had a full song, this is where you would go, oh, okay, oh, that was D, that was G, this many bars, and you'd arrange it all here. I mean, this is arrangement view versus session view. So I would normally, if this was something we'd actually spent more than 2 seconds on and refined, I would lay out the entire thing. Given we literally played one verse and then a kind of bridge that I never really followed because I wasn't aware you're about to do it, we'll just focus on the verse. So here's our verse, and this is our little kind of looping area. Now I've got this highlighted, our little loop section. So anything we record will be between here and here. So it'll just keep on going. So we can change that to record just the D and G over and over again, just this bit over and over again until it's right. When you're recording, see, you're quite a decent guitar player, and you'll probably either through muscle memory or memory listening to that be able to recreate it pretty flawlessly, pretty quickly. For someone like me, I would be tempted to do just the D and G component, just record this until I get it right, and then record this last section. That can sometimes, you'll miss the transition from the kind of basic verse strumming to this sort of resolution part sometimes, if it's not more staccato. There can be subtle things that you miss by only recording it in sections. So it can be good to record the whole section. It can be good, as long as if there's a continuous sound, which obviously with guitar and the ringing and resonance there will often be. It's generally, I guess, best practice if you're capable. If you're less capable like me, you can do it in sections and then copy and paste. So I'll show you copying and pasting sections for a second. So I'm going to go down to, I've got everything laid out here with the VSTs that I use on the distortion, acoustic, vocals layers. You won't have some of these because you don't have the full version, so you won't have the inbuilt distortion in Ableton. We'll go through and help you find a free version of that, of something that will approximate that soon. But I will arm this track by pressing the record button. I will. Oh, I will. Okay. Sorry, it sounded like there was some distortion on there, possibly because I'm talking away from the microphone. This will be a bit where I probably have to cut out what I'm doing because it's going to double over the vocals that I'm recording on my Zoom. Awesome. Okay, so we've armed our track. I can hear it. I haven't got it switched to off, so I can actually hear what I'm doing. And what I can do is just go through here. I'm going to turn take lanes on, which is pretty much my favorite thing ever, to remove flubbed strings, birds chirping outside, anything. So let's have a little go at this. you will probably find good tutorials on microphone placement, especially for guitars. I'm not going to worry about that. It's literally, we're doing a rough to work on, and it's not going to be my guitar that's in the final song. It'll be yours, hopefully. So let's start. Okay, so that was mostly horrible, but what we'll do is we'll come over here and let's have a little go at the transition, and I'll just do this bit to the transition. Okay. So I've basically probably done enough, even with my horrible basic guitar, that there's something decent. This might not apply to you as much with the light version of Ableton, but when you're doing a lot of layering, you have to be very careful about what sounds, like what background sounds that you don't normally hear are amplified once you do it 8 times. So one thing you might notice when playing guitar is your forearm. You will never normally hear it if you're just laying down, one track. But if you're, doing, if you're overlaying, 4 or 5 versions of the same thing, that little sound of your hand rubbing on the guitar will amplify such that you will probably hear it. So so it's good also to try and, without telling you how to play guitar, it can be beneficial sometimes to sort of make sure that you're not introducing small amounts of additional noise. For that might not be something that you come into yet, but it's just something to be aware of. If I'm doing like a final take of something, I'll really try and have my arm off the guitar. So, I'm not like, so it doesn't sound, if I like multi-track it a bunch of times, it doesn't sound like I'm scrubbing a plate in a sink or something. Okay, so here what you'll find is the best thing about Ableton, I think, is just how easy it is to manipulate the sounds here. So I'm going to, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to just listen back and try and find a decent loop. Okay. So that last bit was muffed up. So let's try this bit. So now it's going to play this section of the take and then this section of the take. Yeah, simple enough. It's not rocket science. It appears to work. So one of the cool things is it's very easy to manipulate your waveform to be in time with the music. What I might do to show, what I might do to show that, let me have a look. What I'll do to show that is, let me duplicate this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to arm this track, going to hear what I'm doing, and I'm just going to basically pluck the root note. just so I can show you how to make things more in time. Okay. So, it was only really the last one I did of those that was roughly in time. So hopefully we can see that just by zooming in. So this is, oh, let's hide this. So the kicks are here. So we're going to hopefully see that it's more in time sort of on these last ones and more out of time over here. Yeah, and that appears to roughly be the case. I was really dragging back here. So let's look at this. Okay. Okay, so horribly out of time. Intentionally. So there are a couple of ways we can do it. If it's uniformly out of time, you can just do something basic like this, where the start of the note's there, you can see it, and you can just drag it so it's more in time. But this was sort of intentionally bad, so they're all out of time everywhere. So you can't just sort of drag the whole thing across. So potentially, so a better way of doing it is to actually go into the waveform. Okay, so let's double click. Okay, so here's the waveform. Now what you've got is these little anchor points here. And if we double click that, now this becomes a point that we can move, and it's going to move wherever our mouse moves. Okay. Now if you've only got one anchor point, it's going to move the entire wave backwards and forwards. Okay. But if you've got multiple anchor points, and it sort of detects where the note starts. So bang, 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 bang. It'll only move that part and leave the rest of the anchor points set. So what we'll do is, this is a warp, and warps, let's try and we'll isolate it so we can just hear this. Okay. The quality of the warp is based on the choice you use. For anything, vocals or guitar, I tend to use Complex Pro because it just gives there's some arguments on that, but I think it gives a better overall sound. You can hear it better in the vocals. So I'm just going to move this there, move that there, move that there, move that there. Oh, too far. Okay, now, yeah, okay, boom. Okay, so like this one, this will loop back, and this one will appear over here. Although there is a little bit of a start, maybe we can just get this here. There might be a little divot before it starts. Okay, so in a way, this gets everything. Let's have a listen to this. Let's put it on beats and see if it sounds worse. It might not. It's hard with just one note. You can hear it a little bit in there. But now if we, so pressing this blue S basically singles out that track to only play without hearing anything else. So we take the S off and we'll be able to hear everything. now it's perfectly in time. Just be aware that, as I was saying at the start, making it perfect takes some of the humanness out of it. It's now more robotic. We don't quite have to worry about that yet, but just be aware of that. If everything's too perfectly in time, you'll lose some of the life, the feeling of the initial recording. But again, a lot of that would literally have to you would literally have to go into the recording and really listen millisecond by millisecond, what was in or out there, to really recreate it. Is it sort of rushing here? Is it dragging there? It would take a little bit of investigation to sort of mess it up in the right way, which is why hopefully you play it well in the beginning and just getting the feeling right in the beginning. So that's basic warping. I will hide this just because you don't need to listen to that. I was going to show you how to warp the chords, but the chords weren't too bad, and it's just easier to see the individual notes being off, because I don't know exactly how large you're going to be watching this. So let's see what the rest of this sounded like. Okay, so this is quite not good. What I'm going to do is the other easy way to engoodenify something is just to double it up, so that if it sucks, a couple of passes will sort of cancel each other out. We can try that. So let's play two at once. Oof, out of time. Okay. I immediately regret doing that. Okay, that was shockingly out of time. So, and it's really easy to hear on the strums because it's such a, sort of a high-pitched sound. The sound of the pick across the strings is just, on such a high frequency that it, when it's out of alignment, it really stands out. So we can do basic warping here. Ooh, got to change it to Complex Pro. Yeah, no, I'll leave it like that. So now at least it's going to be out of time in the same way the other one's out of time. Jesus, what's going on there? Let's listen. Okay, so this is where it starts getting... Okay, so if you scroll through the wave like that, it'll show, I'm pointing to the screen, it'll show up here, so it makes it sort of easy to see where you are. So it's like, oh, okay, roughly here is where it's like really being horrible and weird. Let's see if it's just this, boom. Okay, now I don't quite know what destruction I'm doing elsewhere. Is that not correct? Yeah, these things are just too out. I'm just doing something completely different. What I'm going to do instead there is just choose, oh, that's a dead one. What I'm going to do here, acoustic 8. Really, you're not showing? Okay. I'm just going to choose a different one because that was horrible all the way through. Okay, so basically this section being a little bit out of time wasn't too bad, but you can see one of the differences in recording the entire thing in one go or just doing the loop and loop and loops. What I've done is, this is take 13 versus take 8. Between 8 and 13 I've changed the strumming pattern a little bit. So trying to overlay 8 or 9 over 13 is just sort of too far out. So I'm hoping if we go to say 12, it might be a little bit more in time. Yeah, basically that's what it is. You know, by looping that many times from your first loop to your 20th loop, you know, you might be subtly changing stuff. That's why, you know, I should always be going back to the initial phone recording and listening to it, readjusting, listening to it, readjusting, listening to it, just to keep me back, you know, keep me back and on track and centering it. But for something quick, what we'll do is just, you know, look, it's not great, but we can duplicate it, and now it should, hopefully, let's have a listen. Yeah. Loop's okay. We're just going to come back here because we don't want it to start. It starts very abruptly. So what we can do is drag this out a little bit, and this is like a little fader. It's like a parabolic fader here, and as you move it across, you can see the little waveform gets higher and lower. That's the volume. So when it's you know, like that, you're not going to hear it. So what we can do is just sort of make it feel like it's coming in a little bit, maybe. Let's do that. Let's have a look. It might not feel so sudden. Okay. You're getting more of the stroke, so it sounds like it's a initial kind of strum. Okay. Now I'm just going to check the transition from our first loop to our second loop. It's a bit louder, isn't it? Oh. Okay, looking here, I've doubled them up, and these are an overlay, but this is overlaying the exact same thing. So this is basically, all this is going to do is just make this acoustic 4 track very loud. There's no overlay there. So we've got to go in here and let's choose, let's just choose this and see if it works. yeah, seems to work okay. Again, if you listen to them individually, they'd both be horrible, but because you're overlaying, it sort of hides a lot of the sins. So let's overlay this. Okay, you can actually see how much bigger this waveform is than up here. You can actually hear that coming through. Yeah, so that's not great. There's a certain resonance in that last section too. So if you've got something that's coming through like this, one thing you can do, this is probably the dumbest way to do it. I delete and drag it back. So now it's all acoustic 9, but this is like a separate section. So I can, here with the gain, I can take the, I can just on its own make this bit not ring out as much. And I would honestly probably do it to this section too, because it is louder. So I'm just gonna, all I have to do now is just sort of drag that across. But there's a lot of resonance there. Let's, what is it? 9, 10, okay. But 11 was crap. So we're gonna have to go 8. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got some not great guitar, and so now I'm going to listen to the fake lyrics that we had. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, you should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out there. Oh, when the river runs its course, when it runs its course without me. So many bodies floating past, they're reaching out for something. Oh, and it's hope it's the rain again. Oh, when the river runs its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. Oh, so many bodies floating both, they all reaching out for something. Oh, love is even more. Don't bump, but don't bend. Oh, and it's hope it's the rain again. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and get just the couplets done, just so I can get them the same, so I don't have to do too much manipulation if I'm changing what I'm doing too much between the 3 couplets and then starting again. So I'll just do just 1 couplet at a time. We'll see. We'll see. When the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. Oh, oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. Oh, oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. Oh, oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. Shit. Oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. When the rivers run its course, when it's run its course without me. Oh, when the rivers run its course, when it's run its course without me. You can hear that in the background. Oh. So many bodies floating past, oh, they are reaching out for something. Oh, 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 no. Oh, no.
So many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. So many bodies floating past, they are reaching out for something. Oh, so many bodies floating past, they are reaching out for something. So many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. Oh, so many bodies floating past. Oh. Oh. So many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. Oh, so many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. So many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. So many bodies floating past, they all reaching out for something. It's a rain again. Oh, yeah, it's the rain again. Oh, yeah, it's the rain again. Oh, it's the rain again. It's the rain again. Oh, 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 it's the rain again.
Okay, now we will save this before it dies again. Fine. So what we would normally do now is find our best take and have like a lead vocal take. But because my voice isn't the best, we're going to layer it. We're basically going to have an overlay in the left and right channel, and then a kind of a main vocal in the middle, and it will stop my voice sounding bad. It'll sound less bad. So I'm just going to try and find a good take, I guess. This here is, if you select that, you can basically just hear this take lane, which can be helpful.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again.
A big part of, I guess, taking the song from a recording into Ableton also is through this process, through this editing process, you'll sort of try, I mean, obviously you'll be referencing the original thing and going, oh, that's the thing that I liked about the original. But you'll also sort of go, oh, I held that note in the recording and I didn't in the original. Oh, I like that a little bit better. Or, oh, the tone of this take is like, oh, it got raspy here and then cut out. I like that better than this. Or, and then you can go back and go, oh, okay, I like this tone better. I like this rasp better. For you with the guitar, I'm sure it'll be the same thing. You know, you like this tone, you like, you know, you'll come up with a slightly different, you know, like, oh, this is a little bit more syncopated. I like this better. I'll go back and do this. So sometimes even when you, because, you know, you're trying to capture the initial goodness, but at the same time, you know, you also, a lot of things we do, you know, it's just like a verse loop that we do for literally a minute and then forget. So you can also improve on it, you know, do variations. And that's sort of what putting it in Ableton forces you to do, is to be an editor and go, oh, even though I liked the spirit of it, the vibe of it, you know, this bit can be improved, or that bit can be improved, or the affectation or the voice I used, you know, wasn't the best or didn't suit this. So I'm just going to shut up and continue. I mean, that's got a bit of stank on that part. Oh, it's a bit much, isn't it? I don't know. Didn't sound added. I don't know. This one.
Oh, you should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again.
Actually, listen, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, this is a bit much, but it's also fully committing. It's committing to the bit.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh.
Okay, look at all my different timings here. Eesh. What's the right one?
Oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me.
That's I don't know. It's a bit more. Yeah, it doesn't have that kind of. I don't know. We'll see how that sticks the landing. And if you've got your little speaker selected here, this will be grayed out. So you've got to turn this off, and now we've got to sort of see whether this functions, because I've recorded. Now remember, I've recorded it in verses sequentially. So even though that's going to keep the individual verses more in alignment, there can now be greater change between the verses, because there might have been, you know, 15 takes between verse A and verse B, and I might have, you know, migrated to something slightly different in feel.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh, when the rivers run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me. So many bodies floating by.
You see the change there. It's a lot cleaner. And then the last one, I put some stank onto it. So it'll go from rough, this one will be rougher, this will be cleaner, and then stank on the end.
Without me. Oh, so many bodies floating past, they are reaching out for something.
So I probably need to go back and either I can do 12 again, or I don't know, I should probably destank 9. Let's
Oh, and the rivers run its course. Oh, and it's run its course without me. So many bodies floating past, they are reaching out for something. Oh, it's the rain again.
Anyway, you can hear how bad the guitar is time-wise in the background too, which sort of sucks. So what I'm going to do is, so you can sort of hear that. Now, when I duplicate it, I can almost, I'm just going to turn take lanes off so I can, so I've gone down here, show take lanes. Okay, so now I've got the waveform. So now one quick way is to try and find a waveform that's close to that. So we're 13. If you're doing a lot of takes, it's obviously easier to go, oh, okay, let's do 12 or 14. But I took a break and a sip of water there. So let's see if 10 is close. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's going to be out. But, you know, ooh, and the that Eddie Vedder type thing at the end is out. That's fine. Okay. We're 9. Let's choose 8. And then over here we're 12. Let's choose something a bit earlier. Let's see what happens over here. Oi. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a bit out of time at the front. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of going through. 9. Let's choose a random one. Nope, that's nowhere near it. Okay. Now, when I play this, hopefully it sounds a little bit more interesting. A little bit less crap.
Oh, it's the rain again. You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh, when the river runs its course, oh, when it's running its course without me.
Okay, so obviously those don't match very well, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's duplicate. Shut the wrong one down. So 1310, we're going to choose. Let's choose 7. 8, 9, 7. Let's choose 7, 12. What have we got left? Is there a reason we didn't choose 9? 7, 12, 9. And what have we got? 9, 7. So we'll choose.
Oh, you should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh.
Okay. So that is a little Audi 5000, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go show. Okay. So again, we get rid of this. Okay. Okay, so I'll normally have one lead, and then you'll take this down, say like 6, and then we'll say go left, you go right.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh.
Okay, so immediately just dropping them back and putting them in the right and left channel kind of, I don't know, it just sort of fills the sound out a little bit.
You should have left me. You should.
Okay, so there's. Okay, now this is where you can get very, very precious. Okay, so if we take this as our lead, we can go all sorts of. You go all sorts of crazy into here. Oh, Complex Pro. Oh yeah, actually this might, okay, this might show you the difference.
You should have left me. You should have left me in.
Let me do it even more.
You should have left me.
Blah, blah, blah. Now if I do it like this, it'd be a little bit better.
You should have left me.
It's less jiggly, less crazy. So let's get it back. Oop, wrong area. Now this is like, I mean, like, like I talk about not having auto-tune, but I mean, like, to a large degree, this is cheating to very similar extent. I'm not suggesting you do this, but this will sort of show what you can do. Okay, so now this might be a little bit more in alignment.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh.
Yeah, so now I'll go through and fix that up basically the whole way through. Should probably drop the vocals a bit.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again.
One of those I've got hain't instead of ain't. Which one is it? And I've also got when my voice breaks in the main one. Let's have a look.
Ain't getting out again.
It's the bottom.
Ain't getting out.
So 10-13. It can be anything except for 10-13. Show. It can be 12. Let's try that.
Throat getting out. Throat getting.
Throat. Oh, that's the joke one where I sang about having a dry throat. 10-13, 10-13. Let's go 9.
Ain't getting.
Yeah.
Ain't getting.
Okay. Let's have a listen.
'Cause I ain't.
Okay, you can hear that. Let's do that.
Cause I ain't getting. 'Cause I ain't getting out. 'Cause I ain't. 'Cause I ain't getting. Ain't get. 'Cause I ain't getting out again.
Okay, and then I've got my little break over here. This can be annoying to fix because it's right in the middle. And you can see here the vibrato. That can be hard to match if you're trying for it. 13, 10, 7. So I've got to choose something that's not 13, 10, or 7. Let's choose 8. Yeah. Oh. Can you just... No. Oh, it sucks. Sucks. Let's try this. Oh, for a start, it needs to be Complex Pro, you bitch.
Ain't getting out again.
Literally trying to stitch it up around the break. Look at where it's good. Damn it. Okay, so this is like a crossfade between two tracks. So if I can maybe do a slower fade. Okay, it's a little bit better. There's less clipping. It's not great.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again.
What have I done? I've done something not good. What did I do? Okay, that's what I've done. I've done something weird. Son of a bitch. Okay, so now let's listen to the first verse, which is basically all time corrected. And then when it hits the second, see how far out that is.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh, when the river's run its course, oh, when it's run its course without me.
Here it is. Out.
So many bodies floating past, they are reaching out for something. Oh, it's the rain again.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is sort of go back and really think about how much sort of syncopation or whatever I want in some of those sections. I'm going to time correct it all and sort of get it ready after I've made dinner. So I'll show you the final thing. But look, that is kind of like that's what I'm going to be doing essentially to get things ready for you. So when I when I upload this for you to download, you have to replace all my crap guitar work, and hopefully, well, I've got to go back and just see how different some of my singing was to the original, how far I've strayed, and I'll work on this and get like the tone and timing that sounds okay to me, to my ears. If you can do some great, nice guitar work, we will arrive at something that's, just an interesting little hook verse that, we can put away, we can work on it later, in our own time. We can look at, middle eights and transitions and choruses and, or, maybe that is the chorus, we find a verse, and just ping it back and forward. That'd be cool. I don't expect you to record what you're doing and give me your notes, but as in verbally the way I'm doing it now. Feel free to record your stuff over it and then just send an email. Or if I upload this to YouTube, just comment on YouTube with any comments you've got, or give me a call. And I'll probably redo this again with the rest of it if we ping pong it back. Or, later on this week, I choose another one of the things that we've done and go through the same process again, just as a way for me to pull parts of that recording out. What is that? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's probably a dozen things, song fragments that we came up with. And, out of that dozen, sure, most of them are going to suck. But, like 2 or 3 might not be too bad. This is not in that style. I could do something completely different with this. Just remember, I was, strumming in bed at midnight, so that's why it's, quiet, and you gotta, I guess, interpret what's going on. Is that all it is? Ooh, are you coming? Got it, man. You got it, maybe. Oh, when you got it, man. Baby, man. When you go, when you might have gone, when you knowing all in mine. Oh, I gotta make dinner, mashed potato. Takes a while. using graters, making slices of potatoes. Gotta use it, peels for the the guinea pig, yeah. For the guinea pig, for the guinea pig, for the guinea pig, gonna slice him out there though. You wave it when you go. I don't know. Immediately, as soon as you get on the guitar, you start doing it a silly way. I need to get those chords into VST and get some sort of EDM type thing over it, and I might not start doing silly country voices over it. All right, mate. See you in a bit. Back after making dinner. Just a quick and dirty hack to fill out the sound. I'm not sure whether you've got a bass. Mine, the inputs are very crackly, so it's annoying to get a clean signal out of it. I think I've got to get it looked at. So what I'll often do is I'll just play the root note as a bass on guitar, and I'll solo that out just for a second. Okay, now down here you'll see when you sort of click on each individual one, you'll see a gain, so you can, if, I like how I'm pointing to it as I'm next to you. So down here you'll see there's a gain and a pitch knob. The gain is helpful on, you can see here that these waves might be a little bit bigger. You know, you can sort of do a little, muck around with a little bit, finesse, sort of get them roughly the same gain level, unless you want it to, you know, increase like a crescendo at that. But just to start off with this, this area messes with the gain, and this is the pitch. So what might let's turn our if I hold down, nope. Control. So control will have will let me have lots of these tracks together. Just plucking the root note. So what I have to do here is take this down 12 steps. Okay, basically that is a really quick way to, you know, add a bit of bass if you're just wanting to fill things out a little bit. Okay, so 1, 2, I think one of these is dead. Okay, so I think 2 of these are dead here. I've sort of tuned them out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I mean this is a little too many tracks for you, but I would sort of bounce these down. But I mean, like, this is roughly what it would end up sounding like.
You should have left me in the water, 'cause
Give me a second. That bass was just showing you how to do the bass. It's obviously ridiculously loud. Let's get that down to a reasonable level.
you should have left me in the water, 'cause I ain't getting out again. Oh, when the river's run its course,
yeah, so pretty simple-ish. Those are the kind of main features, I'd say. You know, getting things to a beat, you know, applying things per bar, transforming the waveform, and just a few tricks with vocals and detuning to get some bass. In the next one, I'll choose something I did later that night after you'd gone to bed. And I don't know, maybe try and do an EDM thing with it to show you how to do the MIDI. Yeah, anyway, I hope that's helpful to have that done. So I don't know, we can work on that, so yeah, we can make that the chorus or verse or whatever, work on it. Pick a style or vibe. I mean, let's listen to...
Rivers run its course, so when it's run its course without me.
Yeah, so look, if I get you to, you know, really get your guitar work from your section of that, I'd like just play in a loop. I just play it in a take lane over and over again, because you've got some nice shifts, you know, whereas I'm just using like Lego blocks of strumming. You know, when you start here, you know, you sort of so, you know, build, you know, you do that sort of beautiful build up at the start, and before you get into, you know, your kind of full-throated strumming, you know, like, you know, just do that a whole bunch, and we can sort of choose how it builds up, and then I'll probably, you know, redo the vocals and get them how we think they might work, especially, you know, with some of the other songs, because obviously some, you know, to my ear, I'm doing different vocals on things, although it probably sounds the same. You know, as we sort of move between some of the songs we've done, to my ear, I'm, you know, doing the vocals on a per song basis. Like, I'm not really using a different affectation or anything, but, you know, if you're doing something a little countryer, you do something a little countryer, do something like that, which, you know, it's sort of got that, gosh, what would you even sort of, you know, like a 90s sort of, you know, gosh, what's that band? You know, little bit of Eddie Vedder in there, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and yeah, you know, we'll find the right, I guess, vibe that we want it to be, and something that sort of works with some of the other songs, so that, you know, it's not disjointed. One's a more of a country, and one, you know, one's not. We sort of got to find a a nice tone where I'm not changing around as much as I think I am anyway. I don't mind the way we started. Did I start here?
I don't think of you no more, or the beat of your heart at all.
Like I sort of don't mind the tone that I use in that. Wouldn't be so horrible to bring around, but I don't know. There's so many. Anyway, whatever. We'll pick a vibe and we'll get it working. Oh, yeah, cool. I don't know. Hopefully you find some use out of this. Boink.